What's up, you guys? My name is Bombrick, and today I'll be teaching you how to do the Feral Druid Mage Tower Challenge. Now, this is an Agatha fight, but I honestly believe that this is a lot easier to do as a Feral Druid than it is to do it with, say, a Fury Warrior. And I'll try to be as descriptive as possible for you guys so that you can get this appearance by the start of the pre-expansion. So without further ado, let's just get right into it. Alright guys, so in terms of talents, I just went with the majority of what Wowhead was giving me. I know that there's a couple other talent builds out there. I personally just really like this one. So the first talent is called Predator, and that is whenever you kill something with one of your bleed effects, it resets your Tiger Fury. That's super nice because you're gonna run out of energy really fast if you're not careful. And the fact that there's a lot of imps, a lot of mobs in this challenge, it's really nice. It's a really nice talent. I think it's better than anything else for the level 15 talents. For the second talent, I went with Displacer Beast. I really like it just because if you're in a tight situation, there's a boulder coming at you, or if you're stuck in an AoE, you can just quickly get yourself out of there and just continue on with the fight. So that's what I really liked. Balance Affinity, I know some people utilized it more than I did. I only used it for the beginning of the fight, and that was just for Sunfire because of its damage over time. If you can, try to utilize it if Agatha is far away from you. I would say go right ahead. I have no problem with doing that. This was the only talent that I did not go with. I actually went with Typhoon, and here's why. With Mighty Bash, you actually have to target something to use it on them, to stun them. With Typhoon, you don't have to target on anything. You can just press the button and it'll just blow everything back that's in a cone in front of you. So that's really nice if there's a Fuming Imp that's charging up his attack and he's just conveniently right next to a Imp Servant. So I really like Typhoon. I honestly would recommend Typhoon instead of Mighty Bash, but that is just me. The next one is Jagged Wounds. Your bleed attacks will do same amount of damage, but it takes less time for them to complete. So a lot more DPS from that. I really like it. So Brutal Slash is the most important talent that you need. If there's a talent that you find that does not use Brutal Slash, like leave that website right now. Brutal Slash is so useful for this fight because, like I said, there's a lot of imps, a lot of mobs that you need to kill, and trust me, you need to kill them. So definitely go with Brutal Slash, and then also Moment of Clarity for the last one. In terms of items, I was using the Flask of the Seventh Demon, which boosts my agility for an hour, the Potion of Prolonged Power, which boosts all my stats by 1 minute. I'm using the Hungry Magister as the food to boost up my critical strike, and I'm also using the Drums of Fury, which boosts my haste up by a lot. It's like a mini Bloodlust, mini Time Warp. And then I'm using the Defiled Augment Ruin as well. So before the fight, you want to make sure that you use the Flask, the food, and Defiled Augment Ruin. The Flask, you only need like 4 of these because they persist after death. Even if you die, you do not lose the buff. So 4 Flask is good enough. It's 4 hours. I had 20 of every other item, so if I needed more, I could just go back to the auction house to get more, but it's just a convenient number to me. So, beginning of the fight, she'll do a little bit of role-playing. I just went into my Moonkin form and started spamming Star Surge until I was able to cast it, and then I immediately followed it up with Sunfire, and then I blinked towards her. Now, as soon as you blink towards her with the Displacer Beast, you want to use your Potion of Prolonged Power, and then you want to do as much damage to Agatha as you possibly can. Use your Berserk as well. If you're a troll, use your racial ability to do as much damage to her as possible. There's 3 Smothering Imps that will pop up as well, so Brutal Slash, deal a lot of damage to Agatha as you possibly can. After that, she is going to spawn a couple Imp Servants. Now what they do is that if they run up to her, they'll start channeling an ability to her which heals her. So you want to make sure that you can kill them, interrupt them before she gets healed too much. You're going to see right now that I actually entangled Vine one of the imps so that they couldn't even get to Agatha while I focused on this other Imp Servant. Occasionally, Fuming Imps will pop up too. They charge them an ability and they explode, leaving an AoE that that does not go away for for all the fight. So you want to make sure that you kill these or put them in the place that the AoEs are not going to affect you. And then I just went back to the other Imp Servant, killed him before he even got to Agatha. After that, Agatha is going to use this ability called Dark Fury. What she does is that she'll pop a bubble around her that surrounds her. Just make sure you destroy that bubble just by doing as much damage to her as possible. Save the Brutal Slashes. You want to make sure that you don't use the Brutal Slashes until she spawns a bunch of imps right now. So you want to make sure that you save those Brutal Slashes just for the imps alone, for those imps. After that, you want to make sure that you interrupt her Dark Fury once her bubble goes away. Because if you don't, her damage increases over time as she's channeling Dark Fury. So you want to make sure to stop her Dark Fury as soon as possible. So she'll just keep doing that for a little bit. Once you get down to half health, she'll start stage 2. And what stage 2 is that she'll just teleport to the top side of the stage. And then after that stage, she'll just teleport to the front of the stage, back to the back of the stage. And then she'll also start dropping boulders as well. You want to make sure that you don't get hit by these boulders, as you can see right here. Do not get hit by these boulders. These things can one-hit you, if not put you in a really, really bad spot, especially if there's a bunch of other imps trying to kill you as well. After that, just make sure that you follow mechanics. The one thing I did not mention is that the Drums of Fury, you want to make sure that you actually save these for when there's a bunch of imps that pop up and you don't have enough time to deal with them normally. So the Drums of Fury is really nice for giving you that attack boost, the attack speed to quickly take out those imps as well. Your abilities will come back really quickly, so you can get that really quick 4th Brutal Slash into it if you still need it. As you saw right there, I got hit by a boulder. It took out my health a lot, but I was lucky enough to actually get my health back. And as you can see, stage 3, she just goes to the front of the stage. You just want to make sure you run over to there. If imps spawn, if there are imps that are trying to run back to her, you can just focus on them. Put a little bit of bleeding effect until you don't really need it. You saw right there that the Fuming Imp was nowhere near Agatha when it exploded, so it does not affect me at all. The other thing I want to mention is that this is a mechanics fight. Do not focus on killing Agatha as soon as possible. Make sure you focus on the mechanics, because if you don't focus on mechanics, you're never going to finish the challenge. Make sure that you take out the imps first. Imps are your top priority. Agatha herself is your lowest priority. You should not focus on Agatha until there's no other imps around, and then you can actually afford putting damage upon her. Now, so don't focus on her health. I didn't realize that her health was so low until right about now that I just decided to start killing her before the imps could heal her for too much. So, as you saw right there, I just focused purely on mechanics. Focus on mechanics and you will get this achievement. So, if you got any questions, comments, tips, or tricks, leave them in the comments below to let me know. Any questions that you have, I will try to respond as soon as humanly possible. So, good luck. I hope you guys get the challenge appearance before the pre-expansion. And I'll see you guys in the next video.
When you lift your head up to the sky, take a deeper breath and give it time. You can walk the path among the lines, but always know that you'll be safe. I'll be here throughout your days. Come find me and we will play.